Happy Friday.
It is a happy
Jon
Friday.
Zone, number 11. You're watching me, you are...
Alright. It's coming. There we are. Bill and Jon Zone, week 11. Rocking 11 letter night. Come up with something that has 11 letters in it and we'll talk about it. Our choice. Our choice for my favorite thing that has 11 letters is Led Zeppelin. I'm not going to talk about too much right off the bat because tonight is our 11th show. But we will be doing some Led Zeppelin discussion here in a little bit, and see what Robert has to say about that.
And I got some penicillin, and we were feeling pretty good about all that stuff, and going back and telling all those people who kept crossing the road to avoid us that, something was going on.
Yes, did you say that, Robert? So Robert Plant has joined us tonight. This is Robert Plant for tonight and tonight only.
There's Robert right there.
Yeah. So Robert Plant, this is my interview with Robert Plant tonight. Our very own.
Oh, funny.
Robert Plant.
Yeah. We're not supposed to talk about it.
We're online. We are online. We're live. I've coming to you from Facebook.com/whatchcall. So far, I think we're online. Yeah, we're online.
Well, I'm talking to you.
Well, we're just talking to each other.
We're public now because I got to talk to you about a few things. But yeah, Zeppelin. It's a beautiful thing. It was.
Facebook.com/whatchcall.
A lot of stuff today.
I think online. Yeah. Okay. Like what stuff today? What are you thinking?
Excuse me?
What'd you say? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you speak clearly now? The rain is gone. Oh, hear me clearly. Curtis Robinson says he can see us. We're on. I guess we know we're on.
I like that painting behind you with the wave.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary on the Bra Boys from Australia. That was pretty intense. It was pretty
Surfing?
Cool. The Bra Boys.
The Bra Boys. Have you ever been surfing, Phil?
Hey, boys, yeah.
Have you ever been surfing?
No, I have not. I can jet ski and water ski. No, I have not. Our friend can ski, or not surf. Be Jeff.
Yeah, TJ does surf. Hey, welcome home. Oh my goodness, thank you. Amy, that's Amy Griffin, folks. Amy Griffin. Home from being essential out in the workplace and bringing me Brisky.
Hi, Amy.
Ice cold. Sponsored by Green Label Heineken tonight.
Hey, Bill, I miss you.
I miss you too, Amy.
What's he drinking? Ooh.
He's having. I'm not sure. Bill, what exactly are you drinking tonight?
I'm having a vodka and an orange Gatorade, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I've had your orange Gatorade mixers before.
Refreshing for now.
I think we drank those in Frankfurt one year. I'm sure.
Are you saying we can't play Zeppelin because of copyrights? Because I have the whole catalog hooked up right on this thing.
They will mute our video. Yeah, they'll mute it if we play Led Zeppelin. I mean, let's see what Robert had. Robert Plant, what do you have to say about that?
As time went on, we matured a little bit from the middle of England, and we played a different role as things developed.
Did it?
So he said he matured a little bit. So that's what Robert Plant has to say about that. But as far as playing Led Zeppelin, no, we'll get in trouble. They'll probably pinch us and take it off the air. We can talk about it all we want. If somebody were to come on the show and play a song, they could play Led Zeppelin. But if it's the recording that the computer down at the main station knows the sound of the song, they'll know it right away, and they'll just pinch and mute your video. Are you saying, because I know our lives normally have a lot more background music. I agree. There's usually a lot more background music. Not backwards music. Well, what if I play it backwards? Say. You ever listen to that before like that? Backwards Stairway to Heaven?
No. I listen to it straightforward and hard and
no.
not live.
It's one of the best songs.
Small catalog, believe it or not, and I listen to a lot today because well, it's not my favorite band. Yes, it is.
Better than The Clash?
That's number 2. And it's funny that I'm on screen. It's funny when non-people are listening to me, if anybody. Yeah, Led Zeppelin and The Clash. I'm old.
I did watch a really good documentary this week about punk rock, and it talked about The Clash, and talked about how The Clash, when they played Police and Thieves as a Junior Marvin song, it's a reggae.
In the street. Oh,
yeah. Rockin' the nation with their
guns and ammunition.
Well, when they played that, it got people excited about reggae music, and when it was just punk rock, actually introduced reggae, and so it's weird. It was just a weird step in the evolution of why we listen to what we listen to. Reggae, punk.
Yeah, reggae, punk. Yeah, I get in that Clash mode. It's like a Zeppelin mode, I guess. If Buddy, there's
we got quite a few people in the room with us tonight, bud. I see a lot of our see a lot of our usual crew, and I see some new faces.
By far.
The Clash over Led Zeppelin, though. Think about that. Maybe that's something that we shouldn't. That's apples and oranges. It's like two different experiences.
Well, it's I mean, so people are like, well, I like Sublime or that, or that's a good one. Now I'm gonna get all these people not liking me. I have a few campsites and right, desert island for the rest of your life. What band are you gonna listen to? They're not gonna be there.
I'll just bring my iPhone or whatever, and it'll have a Spotify thing on it.
And they can't even name 2 songs.
I don't think I could pick I don't think I could pick one band or 2 bands to do it. Okay.
Well, the would be mine because their catalog's so huge.
The Who? You like The Who?
Because their catalog's so huge. So there's no right and wrong answer. But Zeppelin.
So he's not going to come on the show until 22 after. Our friend Jim.
You said double ones. 22 after. Okay.
So 22 after. We've got a few minutes to talk still. 20 minutes or so to kill. Yeah, we're getting a lot of people logging in today. Hey, we got like half of the Soy Street Stranglers are watching us right now. Half of the Stranglers are watching us right now, Phil. Did you see that post I made last week about the Stranglers?
Yeah, you talked about. That's a band that should have been at your thing.
Yeah, they'll come out. They'll play sometime. They play for us, I bet you, if I ask. They're all good guys, man. Good people for sure. But they changed their name of the band from. I don't know if they changed the name of the band, but there's a new band called.
Yeah.
There's a new band called the Rolling Sixes now. Some of the dudes that I'm guessing it's the same band, but maybe some dude quit. I don't know what the story is there, but better to be home now. I'm interviewing Robert Plant for our Led Zeppelin show. It's Hanley. He's in disguise. The Plant's name.
Robert, just a phenomenal singer.
Do you want to ask him?
The Honey. With Alison Krauss and Zeppelin, of course, my favorite band. I'm going to give it up. Zeppelin, my favorite band.
What is what he does? Do you want to ask Robert Plant a question?
No questions for me because I'd never met him before.
Let's see what he has to say about that.
In the middle of an event, which people come for different reasons. So it was an event. It was a far out experience, and I understood that because I had my own places to go for events too. You know.
He misses us at festivals too. He says.
Who does?
That was Robert Plant talking. He's in the. I'm talking to Robert.
Oh, yeah, of course he does. He misses me. He'd go, "Hey, Philip, what's going on? Hey, mate."
What he would actually say is.
But sometimes it did get in the event, and the response within the event got in the way of what we were doing.
I don't know.
I wouldn't ask him for his autograph. I'd just give him a hug and I can't wait to hug.
Do you want to hug Robert Plant?
want to hug you. I want to hug my friends.
Me too. Me
It's
too.
part of my MO.
Me too.
It's my mom and dad thing, you know. A kiss on the cheek and a hug. Can we do that again? I don't know. But I missed that.
With every time we cut records, we would.
I miss Led Zeppelin. We're gonna test their ears tonight. We're just gonna test their ears. Can't play a whole lot of it. There's so much. Do you think that you could pick a favorite Led Zeppelin song?
There is. I always come back to my favorite album is. We're not supposed to talk about Zeppelin right now.
Okay, we'll just say that. That's this is just an introduction to what happens later on. Whatever. What the hell are we gonna talk about for 15 minutes? I didn't prepare any other material tonight except for my interview with Robert Plant.
Trying to be inventive, and we weren't trying to supersede anybody else's gig. We were doing our own stuff.
That's a box set?
Yeah, it's a super set. It's pretty dope. I mean, when I see John Bonham, and I do it, okay, I might as well get into that because I saw John Bonham. Then I do a set of 10 favorite musicians from my Halloween decoration. I love doing Halloween stuff. So I have a bunch of 45s. I put them on tombs. Bob Marley, Joe Strummer, The Clash, dates on there. Jim Morrison, and George Harrison. So, and there's like 30 more downstairs from Janis Joplin to Buddy Holly. Anyway, we have one. Laura brought it up today, and John Bonham is cracked.
Nice.
Hey, John Bonham. It's a crack piece. Pretty cool.
I like it. Do you have the other piece of
When
it?
you hear John Bonham, it's real.
Do you have the other piece of it?
The squirrel got it. It was in our yard.
Laura's responding to her own comments on her thread.
Laura's commenting on her own thing.
On her own comments, yeah. It's good. I like it.
See my Hot Wheels?
The Led Zeppelin Hot Wheels car?
Oh, I got the whole set.
Was there like a hot rod for John Bonham?
Oh, yeah, they're over here.
Is there like a hot rod one?
It's over there. You can't see it yet.
Okay. I guess it's this little truck.
You can't do it until you come over. Keep saying you're coming over.
Well, you got a birthday coming up.
Come on, John. Come on over.
I got no service here.
Right.
I'm in the Phil and Jon zone. I watched The Song Remains the Same this week, too. I've been it's all about Led Zeppelin this week. It's kind of a throwback to my buddy, who I lost a friend last week, and he was a big Led Zeppelin fan. I think it just brought out a lot. And then Amy said something about how we don't listen to it very much anymore. So it kind of came back out in the player a lot this week. She's coming this way. I can hear her footsteps.
You like that. Yeah, I mean, with the technology nowadays and all these people have their... not a radio station. I must admit that I listen to a radio station.
Amy just called it our podcast.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. YouTube and stuff like that. But I listened to that. And I was on the deck. It's pretty cool doing some artwork and plucking some... you got a nice cucumber.
I want to make some art somewhere. I did paint live last weekend for a thing. Twice, actually.
I can paint live with you. We've never done that.
That'd be fun.
I would. Yeah.
I don't know. Are they going to stop us from doing what we do? I don't know. I don't really care. The show is going live tonight.
Are we live?
We are live.
I thought we were sound checking.
Oh, it's sound checking.
I'm making a cheese pizza with peppers from my garden, onions from my garden, tomatoes from my garden. And I'm cheating on the girl.
I want pizza, kinda.
Gotta figure out the stereo. My favorite Zeppelin song. It's too early for that.
It's too early for that. We can't talk about that yet. Does anybody have any? If you comment in below, if you have any suggestions or corrections.
You have to watch later because I have tickets from the real show. No.
So are those pictures from the real? Okay, we'll bring that a bit later. Later on, we're going to get into the private archives of Philip Strahd's. Oh, I saw that. Sort of, a little bit. I don't have a whole lot of material. I don't know what to do. Tom Harmon didn't write any jokes for us at all this week.
I just see that right behind over my shoulder, John Paul Jones, the triple neck. That's what I need. I need to get to him. Hopefully, none of my family's watch. I really don't care.
Well,
Zeppelin is by far my favorite, and it's in my background of my ear. You said I can't play it because of copyrights, but you know what? They don't know where I live.
You can play it, but you can't play the whole song. I think that we can just play bits and pieces of stuff. Like if we can get away with just a piece of something.
I know, John. I'll just not play it though.
Nope, we didn't play. No Led Zeppelin. We don't have Robert Plant's not sitting here next to me, getting ready to do his interview. What's that?
Well, by far, it's funny when Presence is my favorite album.
Presence is a great album. That really is a good record.
But it was still rather like this wind that's blowing through here. It was
yeah, well, having a Led Zeppelin show without being able to play Led Zeppelin, it's like doing a documentary where you didn't get the rights to use any of the music, so you can't actually have the music in the documentary.
The only documentary I liked that I've seen, because it's so rare back in the day, was Song Remains the Same with Peter Grant. And,
Peter Grant. He could do a whole show on Peter Grant.
Yeah, he was real, man. You got to be a manager, you got to be a stickler, and yeah.
I think
but the footage was so raw. I love when the kids are trying to get backstage. The security guys in Madison Square Garden, they let them in.
Mm-hmm. What do you like bad between those two kids?
Oh man, that was raw.
Yeah, that's my favorite scenes in the movie for sure. Yeah, I want to go back in time and do some Led Zeppelin shows.
Yeah, we need some more. I thought it was a bluegrass show. No, we need some
they do bluegrass.
Cats and dudes to rock, man. Rock it out. We need some drums and riffs.
I think that Led Zeppelin.
Pick up the thing. We need that rock and roll. Beat out the virus in your soul. Beat it. Kill it.
Play bluegrass. They're gonna pinch me though. Right? It's kind of bluegrassy. More ragtime. This just has that same tempo. What did they do that was bluegrassy?
Yeah.
There's mandolin in the Battle of Evermore. Hey, Lauren, Laura, Michelle. Got all kinds of people in the room tonight. Ed Lozano, John Wass, Jim Beatty. All kinds of good people.
Michelle there.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. We're doing a special show tonight because it's our 11th show. So we picked our favorite band that had 11 letters in the name.
11 shows.
11 letters in the name Led Zeppelin. Too many letters in Black Sabbath for the 11 show. But Black Sabbath is really good, too. And you can't have... Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath were very similar but different, but they came from the same stuff,
Don't say similar. Same era.
Well, yeah, but those similar...
Younger than I am.
You don't think similar in just the heaviness of for the time period, though?
Not even close, John. Different
Come
era.
on.
I mean, time zone. No.
Different part of London.
No. Love them both. I mean, I love Sabbath with Tony Iommi, and Sabbath was killer. War Pigs and.
But it's about the same time period when they came out, because Paranoid came out in like 68 or 69.
It was the same time period. You can't. I'm going to explain. But that's my year.
Listen, I know they're different.
I saw Colleen and Zach. I saw you guys at
Kenny Kramer and Ronnie Brummerstedt just joined the room too.
Kenny Kramer. Hey, Kenny.
Yeah, my favorite Led Zeppelin story is always talking to my
Watch
mother-in-law.
him in the backyard. It's pretty cool. Look at it every day and water my flowers right next to it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think about you, buddy. How you doing? Hey, Trish, it was your birthday. Yeah.
Laura had asked to join. That's funny because I made that group today. I made a group for the Phil and Jon Zone. It's a Phil and Jon Zone group. It's on my page, and everybody could join it for free. But then just now it said Laura asked to join it. So now maybe I don't know what happened, but something changed. Now people have to ask to join it.
Do whatever you want.
Hey, I'm selling your likeness on the internet.
Whoever's on here, obviously they miss us.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's all about missing each other. Yeah.
We should give it a hug.
Missing our bros. Missing everybody just in general, actually. It would be nice to feel good about getting together. Getting just in a small group last weekend. It was interesting, but it felt somewhat uncomfortable still. Just it's not going to feel comfortable.
What are you doing?
I was cleaning the screen. I was cleaning my little thing. I don't know if it was fuzzy or if I was just seeing things fuzzy.
Driving things. Laura and Nancy Fine went to a thing at up in Wisconsin.
Ronnie says get the lead out, but we got to explain to Ronnie that we're not.
Gardens. I made a couple albums for them. Driftless Gardens. Frog Leg played. Nancy and Laura went up there, and that's one of them. And they had a great time. And
actually, you keep talking. Keep talking. I want to hear you tell more of that story.
Well, yeah. There's more. Tim, who runs part of the thing. Part of it, Tim Leckler, I do believe is your name. Thank you very much. Laura and Nancy had a great time. They went up to Michigan or whatever. But they went to this drive-in thing, and it's beautiful. If you've ever been to Driftless Gardens, which I have never been, and I look forward to possibly going. I've talked to a few of my friends, musicians, who've been up there, and they really think it's cool. So, Frog Leg, that's the one. And the photographer was...
Well, so Robert Plant has something to say about that, I would think.
It was certainly something to live up to.
I might close the door.
Chuck Berry would say,
Chuck Berry would say,
breeze. Yeah.
A cool breeze.
Yeah.
Cool breeze. I like cool breeze.
Interviewing us now, you interview lots of people. They're interesting shows. But you have to be creative and imaginative and move on. And I think the great essence of Led Zeppelin is the creativity and the imagination that develop with each project. And a project is a project. It's not just going back and visiting the past. It's moving forward. And I think that I don't see us being a stadium actor or whatever it is going round and round making everybody feel great.
You said that it's about creativity, and I like that. Creativity's good. Hey, there's a Machete and Nancy Fine, and somebody said that their favorite Led Zeppelin song is Custard Pie. I didn't think about that one. That is a good one.
Mine is, I'm not going to tell you yet. You have to wait.
Custard Pie and, man, there's so many good songs. Southbound Suarez. I like that. Candy Store Rock. Those are the obscure ones, I suppose.
I mean, they really have a tight catalog. I have, there's not a lot of, and a lot of it wrote, a lot of it's blues. I watched a documentary on Stevie Ray Vaughan on documentary. I like documentaries. It's not about Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's about the blues in Chicago. And there was footage of Zeppelin and Rolling Stones, but it's blues influence. What?
It's Bill. It's Bill.
Talking too much?
So it's 4:20 right now, actually. So happy 4:20,
Okay.
everybody. 4:20.
Outside, I'll be back.
We're gonna play a song for our guest that's coming up here in a few minutes. Our good friend Jim Lewin is going to be on the show today. He's from the band Great American Taxi. If you never heard of them, they're a really good band to check out. It's Vince Herman and Chad Staley and a bunch of other friends that played off and on. Brian Adams. And our good friend Jim Lewin, who comes from Santa Cruz, California, and he's also an 11ist. So given that it's our 11th show, we're doing 11-letter band Led Zeppelin. We're going to talk for at least 11 hours. Well, probably not quite. We're going to do some... This is a piece of something that Jim wrote. So we're going to listen to this for a second, and everybody takes a quick 5 seconds before we get Jim in here and see what happens.
Play that silver fiddle, Our Lady of the Pines. We drove down from Morgantown along by 79. Old storefront just down the road, go get your guitar. Apple wine and chalky shine, pass around the jar. She can reel and rock, play a weave and wave, on all that box till the break of day. She can thread the needle, turn back the clock. When she plays that fiddle, don't she reel and rock? Back steps Cindy, Sally Ann, run old Molly, run. Spread on thick the rhetoric, I think she's the one.
Dance, Rick.
She's
Leg
the
dance.
sunshine,
Nope, dance your chair.
sparkling the dew. I can't see her falling for the starlights. She can reel and rock.
See, okay.
Weave and wave,
Get in the room.
sawing on
Sit
that
down.
box till the break of day. She can thread the needle, turn back the clock. When she plays that fiddle, don't she reel and rock?
He was. You know, he had a big day going today where he won flowers.
Echoes in the rafters, Laurel in the vine.
The hits. I hear that part of the big picture of what we were once painted on. And that's the reason we came to America. We played new songs and we did what we did, and we took songs that made the audience go, wait a minute, I'm not sure about that. Do I like that? And 3 years later they'd say, yeah, I like that. And that whole creative thing is really what musicians, for me, live for.
But if you recapture that, why couldn't it continue and be creative and engaged and even more so? Why you didn't know that it couldn't build and where it was in 2007, even though it has some relationship to the past? A lot. It could be about the future, couldn't it? You wanted to talk about it.
Wait a minute. It's 2007. So you're 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years this house. We're coming into the 5th year. So, that's a long while. Quite a long while. In 5 years, in the whole sort of world, exactly, 1968, that's a long time to be missing time.
But
Beautiful outside.
Well, Jim hasn't logged into the thing yet, so we're just going to see if we get him or not. You know how it goes in our shows, folks. There's definitely no proper much. Oh, he's typing right now, so we're going to see what he says to say here. Let's see if I got my, Here we go. Password? Oh, it says password? It's asking for a password? What the shit? Hold on a second. You didn't need a password, did you?
No, you don't give me
643-592. 643-592.
Oh, peace and love, you got it.
I gave him the password. Let's see if it works. I never had to give anybody the password before. I'm calling our friend Jim Lewin's going to come in here in a minute. We're getting everything squared away. Like I said, this
is Jim. Are you there?
Always a challenge technologically. Whoa.
Great. Yeah.
He is coming in. So we're going to bring him in the room now. Give him a second to get started. And hey, what's up, Jim? Can you hear us, buddy? Can you see us? Can you hear us?
Let me see. Can I hear you? I can't hear you yet.
You have good sound.
There you are. I can hear you.
You have really good sound. Yeah, excellent,
I can hear you.
Excellent sound, Jim. Welcome
Thank
to the
you.
Phil and Jon Zone show number 11. This is my good friend Phil Stroud's over here. We do art at festivals. He paints records. I do art and other good stuff. And Jim plays music at the festivals we go to right down here.
Look,
So very, very cool to have you on the show, Jim. How have you been, buddy?
I've been well.
Excellent.
How about you?
I'm making art and enjoying life as best I can in the current situation that we're in. So that's all we can do. And boy, when we were coming up on our 11th show, the first person I thought of. How many conversations we've had over the number 11?
So are we on Facebook right now?
We are live in the world. So as Phil says, you got to watch what you say, or he has to watch what he says. But what we do is
where would someone see us? Will they be seeing us on Zoom or on Facebook or what?
They're on my Facebook page. It goes live.
Okay.
So we basically do a show. We use Zoom as the tool to get it to the show so that everybody can see it out there in the world. And it archives and it saves, so we can go back and watch it if we want to. I've only erased one by accident so far out of 11, so hopefully I'll never do that again. But so yeah, what are you doing? You got a show tonight or somewhere? You got to go somewhere? You're on the road?
Yes, I've been just scrambling to get ready to go to a show in Los Banos, California, which means the bathrooms in Spanish.
Yes, it does. It's actually spelled like Banos. Yeah, it's spelled the same.
Yes, and or the baths, I guess.
Yes.
And playing at a drive-in theater.
All right.
At an event that's got a car theme. So there's a car show, and they're showing 2 movies, and there's a live band, and we're playing like 50s and 60s car music.
Oh, that's awesome. Is that with Edge of the West or somebody else?
It's a combination band called Secret Chimp that has appeared occasionally.
That's awesome.
Although sometimes clandestinely, and features members of Edge of the West and members of the China Cats and the Barrel Makers and others.
Nice. I imagine I've only known a few of the bands that you're in that you've played with. Of course, Taxi, because that's how I met you and how we became friends. And Edge of the West, I've seen that stuff that you've done with them. But you seem to be, are you in like a bevy of different bands?
Well, I'm generally in a handful of bands at any given time, and then there's always a lot of friends and bands that kind of come and go, or we have old bands that come together for certain gigs. So yeah, I mean, in Santa Cruz, I'm sort of a one of the working musicians in town that does a lot of different stuff. I have Edge of the West is my band that's based out of here, and then I go and I tour occasionally with Taxi or with other bands, and I'm also a local guy too.
I believe that. I can see you in that situation, just being able to kind of step into whatever they need from you. That's what I've always experienced.
Yeah, I'm kind of a side man in town for a lot of songwriters and stuff like that, and I have a studio where I do a lot of producing independent records.
Excellent. What's the name of that studio?
Lagoon.
Okay. Very cool, man.
Because I live on a lagoon.
Yeah, I bet where you live is nice, isn't it? I got a feeling. I know that area. I've been there. We've had this talk too, and I'm coming back.
I'll take the computer outside in a minute, and you can see. But I'm still kind of I just jumped out of the shower. I'm just kind of scrambling to get ready for my gig a little bit. Because nowadays it's like, oh my God, I have to do something.
Well, we usually
I did something today. I've been thinking about for a long time. I've been building up, and it's something I've been procrastinating, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it this time. I'm really gonna do it today. I'm gonna take a shower. And I put on pants.
Goals. Yeah.
So I'm like responsible now.
Oh, I understand. And we don't want to keep you too long. We just want to touch base with you on the 11th show, the 11 days, And there's something that Phil made. Say something, Phil. Show that again, Phil.
Doesn't it feel good to go? I got to go to a gig and jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It does. It's like the music feels kind of fresh because we've all been taking a lot of breaks and time off, and it sounds good creeping out there again. It's not like oversaturated like it's been
Correct.
a while. There's a lot of great music around. I'm not complaining, but
Yeah.
it does feel a little more special now, and we're appreciating it.
Amy likes to say hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Amy,
I miss you. I love you.
miss you too.
Yeah, we really miss seeing you guys this
You
year.
guys are gonna come to California soon, I hear.
Ideally, yes, this year. Right now, it's scheduled for the fall, late October, early November.
Early November.
Were you at the first
But
shoe fest?
I'll let you know more
in-
information as that comes in.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that again.
I'll let you know more information as that comes
Shoe
in.
Fest in Earlville, Illinois. Great American Taxi was the first headliner at Shoe Fest.
I did play at Shoe Fest with Taxi, but not at the first one. I was not in the band quite yet. That would have been, what, 12 years ago or something?
About 10.
I've been in the band about 11 years and 11 days plus 11 hours and 11 minutes and 11 seconds.
So, Jim,
Not anymore, though.
can you for now, right? Can you
Robin, and, yeah.
so can you give us a little bit of insight on 11ism?
11ism, it's a gateway. It's a doorway. The number 11 is a metaphor for change and transformation. So it's not necessarily a good luck symbol because sometimes it can be a big change that's a challenge. Like I knew when 2020 was coming up, we were going to be in for some big changes because it's a big 11-11 because 2 is
Right.
11. 1 and 1 is 11.
Yeah.
And 2020 is 11-11. So it's a big thing. When 2011 was a big year, a lot of stuff happened. So I knew 2020 was going to be even more of a dramatic shift in everything. So yeah, it's like two columns that you walk through into a whole new.
I like
reality.
that. I like that, especially the approach about the shift and the change and how and that's the hardest thing ever to do in life is change anything that you. I mean, change is hard. So that would make sense that this year is definitely an opportunity for a lot of that. Now, out there where you're at, what's the beach like? Are people on the beach?
Yeah, it's been. It kind of ebbs and flows a little bit. It was very empty and it was really odd the first few months to look at the beach with nobody on it. And then they actually had a rule where you couldn't be on the beach at all for a while, except in the morning and the evenings. Although if you're going to go do water sports, you can cross the sand and go like take your surfboard in or something.
Sure.
But they didn't want anybody to have beach chairs or towels or ice chests or anything that would encourage people to hang out together.
Yeah.
Then they lifted that, and on 4th of July it was packed.
Sure.
And then everyone got kind of scared off, and so it's been a little mellower since then. But it's still, on the holidays, it's getting crowded. There's a lot of debate about how much to open up or not.
Oh, sure. Yeah, same here, same everywhere.
We live in a tourist town, kind of like Brown County is, so we need it for the money, but, it's tough choices.
There's a lot of business there in Santa Cruz that's based off of who comes there for sure. Yeah, and surfing is like
it's kind of the driver of our economy.
Surfing is kind of the ideal social distancing event or sport or activity. I think probably. I mean, unless you're a tandem surfer, and then you probably know your partner pretty well. But the idea that surfing gets you on your own, out there in the world. Yeah. Now we've been talking about a lot. We're going to come back out there. Amy and I we both have had good experiences out there in Santa Cruz, and we've been missing you. We said for 10 years of our friendship now that we're going to come hang out at some point. We will.
We will.
Yeah.
I've seen Great American Taxi 2 or 3, 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
My favorite show, not just about Great American Taxi, but one of my favorite shows was at Hartford. And I remember you playing to the left of the stage and just kind of had melted. It was a beautiful thing. Thank you for jamming, and I can't wait to see you again.
Phil was unsure.
Thank you,
Phil was unsure if he'd ever met you before, and I told him I'm sure you had in some passing form, at the festival or whatever.
And Phil, are you also in a band?
Can't play a lick.
Phil makes art.
Artists. No, I just followed great musicians and
Phil paints on the records. You
touch all the great people and great musicians, artists. I'm an artist, I guess.
You are an artist, Phil. Stop talking that shit. You're an artist. He's an artist. That's how I met him. We set up and vended together all summer long.
An album of mine. I paint an old vinyl record. Here's one.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, show him that record.
I love that.
You might have one. I gave one to your
Phil will go to festivals, Jim, and he will
Chad
basically
has that. That looks familiar.
yeah. Phil paints on records for the festival he goes to, and the bands that are going to play. He'll do a few records for each band, and then that's all he does, you know. And he always
so
gives one to the
cool.
band. He always tries to pass it on, and they're always different. Every single one of them is completely different. It's amazing, and that's how we became friends. Was just our mutual artwork.
I want to hear some jamming, and I miss live music. And you're going to have a great. You're in California, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Los Baños.
We're in Illinois.
It's about the same, but not really.
I have a ton of Illinois friends.
Yeah.
I've always been in bands with guys from Springfield. There's a contingent from Springfield.
Oh yeah.
Moved to Santa Cruz, and we started. And that's part of the reason I went from being kind of into like more prog rock and trippy rock and roll. And I was a Deadhead, but I wasn't really that hip to the country and the bluegrass when I was younger. And then when I went to college, I started falling in with these kind of more country hippies, and a lot of them was that Illinois contingent, and that's where I really learned about John Hartford. And you know, I had already been listening to Old and in the Way, but it wasn't clicking really that much. And that was really where I got introduced to the roots, and I started getting into Graham Parsons and all that stuff. So that Midwest, all the Midwest hippies, I think, really add a lot to the music scene and kind of preserve a lot of the traditional stuff that the coasts don't always get in our blood. Like we learn about it later from a movie like Old Brother or something.
Oh yeah, we're very lucky where we're at. Like between me and Phil's up by Chicago, and I'm more in central Illinois. But there are so many bands between him and I.
Graham Parker and WXRT. Graham Parker in the rumor today. Was that XRT in Chicago? It was a beautiful thing.
But we are lucky to have so many bands that that are from our area. People like Chicago Farmer and the Henhouse Prowlers and all these bands that we are like friends with and our buddies. There's so much rich music here, and they really have. They brought out a lot of they introduced me to a lot of the root stuff that I probably pushed away when I was younger. You know, like you said, Old and in the Way was a big deal, but it kind of took a while for me to go, okay, well, I can listen to that Flat and Scruggs record now. You know, that took me a step or two.
That's right.
You know?
That's exactly right, and I think a lot of our generation has developed an ear for traditional bluegrass and for older blues and all that folk music from being introduced to it through these gateway bands.
Yep.
You know, for our generation, it was the Dead, and it was Will the Circle Be Unbroken was a lot of what, for me, was a real. It made it so that I could understand it and enjoy the music. I kind of had to hear rock musicians playing it first, and the Byrds, you know, and then you could go back and understand George Jones and dig it. You know, plus you got to get a little older and have some hard work.
Well, and you go 5 years.
And when you play, and I've seen you 3 times, you guys kill it. I mean, kill it. So you got goosebumps. It's not. I'm tired of talking. Great American and all the band. It's phenomenal. It really is, and I missed that. So
I was
to that case, I really missed that.
I realized last week I always got to go back to my roots and why I like the music I like now. And the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they played "Fire" by Jimi Hendrix, and they played the
After Shante.
They played the Homesick Terranium Blues or whatever by Bob Dylan when I was a kid, and I heard that through that band, and but I had no idea, you know, that those were the songs that turned me on, and later on I found out who they were, you know. Yeah. But we don't want to keep you all day, Jim. We know you got stuff to do today, and you got a show to get to. And
what do you got to do? You got a jam or something?
I got a gig.
Can we come? Can you fly us in?
I will. Well, it's 2 hours away, so it doesn't start until 7 o'clock, which is 10 o'clock your time, or is that 9 o'clock your time?
We can get there in about 36 hours.
I'm Phil, the album guy. I'm in the West in Chicago.
Great to see you again, Phil. I'm sure we've
met Jim. Before. Thank you, brother, very much especially for everything. We'll talk to you very soon, man. We appreciate. Thank you for coming on the Phil and Jon Zone, Jim Lewin, everybody. Great American Taxi. Yeah, wonderful to see you, buddy.
You too. Nice.
Hey, you gonna show us outside? You said you were gonna show us outside, didn't you?
Yeah, you want to see outside?
Yeah, we want to see outside.
This is my music studio, which is a little messy right now.
Nice. The tour, Phil, like when we had Vince on, it's a tour.
There's my house, and I actually have a nice house by the beach, but I now live in a little tiny piece of it that I turned into my own apartment.
That's what you were saying.
And I rent it out.
Smart. Oh, my God.
Because my kids grew up and moved out, and I'm a musician, so I got to make money.
Oh, you go down to the beach? Oh, boy.
But now outside here, here's my bamboo.
Nice.
My little barbecue. And then call it the Lagoon Studio because I do live right behind the lagoon.
That's nice. Yep. Can't beat that, man. That's a nice area. That's just a beautiful area out there.
Gardening.
Oh, wow. It looks wonderful. My goodness.
Probably shouldn't be all public, but you know, it's legal here now.
Hey, same here. We're in Illinois. It's all good. That's beautiful. Yeah, dang, Jim. We love you, man. My goodness.
I do feel lucky to be here.
Yep, you should be. You are.
Nice to share
We're
with you guys.
there.
I
Give
do.
you a hug.
Yeah, we'd give you a big old hug if we saw you. You know that.
I know that. I'm kind of wet because I just took a shower.
We
The
just thought you
gardener,
were
and I
so.
like that. Is there gators there in your?
Gators?
Yeah.
We have a Loch Ness monster, and there's a secret portal to the underground where the, different kind of alien species. I think they come in and out. And there's I think there are some time space portals, but I haven't found them yet. But I don't think we have gators.
No gators. Yeah, it's too salty out there. Maybe for
Well, a lagoon is a combination of salt and fresh, But no, we don't really have gators in this part. We have great white sharks in the ocean, which is not too far.
Yeah, but you have bears. Not too far up the hill.
We have bears in the mountains.
Yeah.
We have the Sierra Mountains are full of bears, black bears.
I wish I was in California. You got a set tonight. You're going to play live music.
We'd be there,
Yeah.
Phil. Phil, we're gonna hang out next week on Phil's birthday. Maybe they'll be streaming it. We'll look it up. Never know.
What, am I supposed to get off?
No, stay. No, stay.
Oh. What?
So this is what we do. This is our show. We appreciate it, Jim. This is what we do. So nice little setup you got there. Do you feel comfortable in your space? It's like half your house. It's probably all you stayed in before.
I love it. It's a little. I have a bedroom and a bathroom and a little mini kitchenette in my studio, but it's fun. And I'm actually, now that I'm kind of getting used to the new normal, and I've got some renters, so I'm paying my mortgage again, and I got a little home studio, and I'm getting work doing tracks. So I do guitar tracks online for people that are doing their records and they don't want to go into a studio anymore. So they send me their thing. They say, "Can you record a guitar solo?" And I can email it back to them with modern technology.
That's the way it works. That's so wonderful that you can do that now.
Yeah, it's fun.
Studio to studio to studio, from place to place. I mean, there's a lot to be said for that. Yeah, that's awesome. I
What's
can't wait.
one of your favorite bands, Jim?
Well, I'm a huge Deadhead from way back. I'm also a big bluegrass fan. I like Clarence White and the Byrds and the Kentucky Colonels a lot for guitar players, and Graham Parsons for the hippie country. But I love all the real roots too. And I did listen to a hell of a lot of Led Zeppelin when I was growing up. So I was glad to hear you're doing a Zeppelin theme today.
Yeah, it's pretty much all talking.
Yeah, I grew up listening to a lot of Zeppelin.
I knew I wanted to have a Led Zeppelin show. I knew we were having our 11th show, and then I just counted the letters, and I was like, "Well, that's perfect. It's 11 letters. There's so many connections into Zeppelin and their folklore and everything."
Double L in it.
Double L in it. Yeah, it's wonderful.
4 guys. That's it. 4 guys, and it was tight.
Yeah.
John Bon.
I think I've been spelling it wrong all day. No. Yeah. Oh, hey, cat time. Meow. This is Tuesday. Tuesday doesn't like to be held. So that's what we do.
The last time we seen Great American Taxi was Hartford, but I see him at Martyrs after Shoe Fest after party. That was a beautiful thing. I still have the ticket when you guys played at with Old Shoe.
Is there now? What's the plans for tax?
It was like you can't have your drink, you can't go to the bathroom. It's just like kind of music I like.
My daughter Emily's gonna say hello now.
People are still
Emily.
Hey.
She's been working every day.
What color is your hair today? Let me see.
Purple.
It's purple. Purple this week, yeah. It's been a couple days. It's been purple.
Baseball season started last night.
Led Zeppelin. You have a favorite Led Zeppelin song, Jim?
Zeppelin's my favorite band.
You want to play a song for us, Jim?
A baseball fan in California, Angels fan or a Dodgers fan?
I'm not that much of a baseball fan. On sport, I didn't. I think I'm a little older than a lot of my friends. And when I was in high school and stuff, like, you were either a jock or you were a hippie. Like, if you were a hippie, you didn't really like sports. That's how it used to be where I grew up.
Yeah, I was a
So I don't know,
skateboarder.
but we skateboarded and
I was a
surfed and
skateboarder.
skied and did all that kind of stuff. But we didn't do team sports that much. So I don't know. I never got that into it. Sorry.
I was a skateboarder, and it was my favorite thing. Not many sports in general. I followed skateboarding, and I did as best I could. I always wanted to surf, and I always have this. I've never done it. I've never been in a situation where I could throw a board in the water and go surfing. Body surfed and stuff and played around with waves, but never actually surfed. But for the love of me, since I was a little boy, it's always been the most appealing thing to me in the universe, surfing. Someday I gotta do it eventually, and I'm not too old still, but I forgot to tell you, this is Robert Plant.
Oh, hi. Good to meet you, Robert.
Oh, there. That's
Are you over the whole Robert Plant thing already?
no.
Because he might have something to say about that.
It's just what we love and what we may love in the future.
That's all it is.
I do have a pretty funny story.
You got a story, Phil. Okay, we're gonna listen to Dave's story.
It's not
I
a
have
Dublin story, but it's a
Have you ever
story
seen Zone before?
about not knowing that much about sports and being a hippie. And so I've been formulating this story in my head. Let me see. This will be my first time trying it. There was a time when I was living in Santa Cruz, and I had my house. I think those I was renting was ending, and I had to go to a new place to go. And I had just got broken up from a girlfriend, and my band had just broken up, and I was kind of at loose ends and sort of a little depressed. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then some friends of mine just had come back from Dead Tour, and they're like, you should do what we just did. We went on Dead Tour, and first we stopped at this place in Arkansas, in Hot Springs, Arkansas, where you can dig up crystals. You pay like $10, and you go in for the whole day with a shovel, and you dig around and you find these quartz crystals, and then you go on tour and you sell them. And that way you can like fund a whole tour. They're like, we made like $1,000, and we're like cruised around all summer. So I was like, that sounds fun. And they used to have a thing called drive-away cars in those days. I don't know if they still do that. It was called Auto Driveway. It was this thing in the Yellow Pages. You could call them up and say, I want to go from the West Coast, like Santa Cruz, to somewhere in the East Coast, where this is where the Dead and Dylan shows were coming up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what year that
Kind
was.
of like a ride, like a nationwide ride share.
Well, you get a car, like someone moves from California to New York, but they don't, and they go in a moving van and they bring one of their cars, but they still have to get one more car back there. You could go to this company and they would find a driver that would drive your car for free to where you were. They would charge a little bit. So you could get a free car to go across the country. And we would do this a lot. It was kind of in the hippie culture. A lot of people would do it. And so I actually found this car, a Mitsubishi, and I forget where, I think I picked it up in LA. And I had to drop it off in like, shoot, I can't even remember where it was. I do remember I was like 10 days late dropping it off, and they were about to arrest me. But anyway, so I got this drive-away car, and I decided I was going to go to these Dead and Dylan shows on the East Coast, and I did it. I drove. I went to the crystal place, and I dug up all these crystals. Anyway, I think I'm getting off on a tangent.
Okay.
The point I was getting to is when we were at the show. Well, the whole tour was like crystal-powered psychedelic. Everything was going crazy. When you get around that much quartz crystals, the energy gets really amplified. And I was in the Dead and Dylan show in Philadelphia, in the big stadium, and I'm tripping balls, and I'm like by myself, and I'm sitting in the seat around all these people, and Jerry's getting all super intense, and I was like, whoa, and it's getting kind of spooky, and then all of a sudden he like did this thing with his guitar, and like these people were like, whoa, and it came rippling around, and it was the wave. I'd never seen the wave because I didn't watch sports, and
Jerry doing the wave with a guitar, though.
Like, and people start doing the wave because I was like, I'm like looking at this guy next to me, I'm like, what is that? And he's like, do it, man, do it. I'm like, what's going on? Like, it's the wave. I'm like, the wave. And I'm like, that's fucking Jerry Black Magic, man. I'm not going to fucking let him make me do something, Like, I loved him, but I'm like, I always was a little, I'm like, you love him, but there's a little devil magic in there somewhere, probably.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
So I just come down and I'm like, I'm not going to fucking, and he's like, I'm like, what's the wave? He's like, it's the wave, and it's just like, and it starts coming, I'm like, ah, and I did it. I'm like, ah. And it wasn't, and then I forgot all about it until like years later. I was watching TV, and I'm like, "Oh my God, they're doing that thing!" And so I was like, "So wait, what are you talking about?"
That's it.
So
Yeah,
anyway.
that'd be a trip. That could be kind of intense in your situation. You're in that situation. And take it.
I think that's funny. I got to get a punchline on it.
I think that was
The
a
whole
great
idea
thing.
about taking the car from on tour, that you're basically they're paying you to take the car someplace, and then okay, I'm going to go take it on
Drive-away
tour.
cars. I wonder if anybody else remembers drive-away cars.
Man, I remember the idea of it. Sure, it sounds like a great job. I like traveling, especially if you could use it to your advantage, where you see a few shows on the way.
Oh yeah, and then we got I was just freaking partying so hard. We had these crystals, everything was crazy. I was trading crystals for gas and tickets and all this stuff, and there was a lot of crazy parts of that whole adventure. But I did end up keeping the car with these hitchhikers. I picked up a ton of hitchhikers.
What
too,
year?
by the
You
way,
remember
like
what year it was,
crazy
Jim?
people.
Remember what
And,
year?
I did end up keeping the car for like a really long time until they were like tracked me down.
What year was that? Did you say?
And
You know?
85 maybe.
Yeah.
I forget. It was the year when it was Dylan and the Dead tour.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Well, that's awesome. I love that.
More dedicated
Yeah.
record keepers might know.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I wouldn't want to say anything wrong on the internet.
Well, this is one of our greatest interviews. This is our 11th show, and this is fantastic. And
I agree.
John Griffin, thank you for having me, and I love keep going.
So our good buddy Jim Lewin played with Great American Taxi, plays with Edge of the West now in Santa Cruz. If you're in Santa Cruz, go check him out at any point in time. Do you have any other projects going on? Is there any talk about more taxi stuff? I mean, real quick before you go.
You know more than I do, but I seen Great American Taxi 1, 2, 3 times, and I couldn't put up my drink of water or beer and just go.
Would have been going forward. That was not a tour.
Oh yeah, I'm a Zeppelin fan of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just.
Well, we know, Jim. We know you got to get on the road, buddy. We know you got stuff to do tonight. We do appreciate you being part of the show. It was a great story. You gonna play for us? Oh my God, it just keeps getting better. Yeah, Jim Lewin. That was awesome. That was awesome. Beautiful piece of music you just put together there for us. Thank you, man. Thank you. I hate to ask anybody to perform, but it's
favorite Zeppelin licks. They're the best licks in the world. I would have tried to sing a verse, but I didn't feel like castrating my voice.
I said, "Hey, baby." That's about as far as I got, though. Yeah.
Put the tape on the balls this time.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. I hope you have a great show tonight, Jim. Thank you for coming on the show again.
Will do. It is so good to connect with you guys.
Yeah, let's talk soon. Let's just talk more in these off season. I'll find my way out there somehow, and we're gonna hang out before we know it. Okay.
You have a fantastic set tonight. I wish I was
you.
Cali.
Let me answer your question real quick, since this is a lot of the Great American Taxi friends and family out there.
Yes.
If there are some of them watching, that yeah, Taxi is still playing. We don't play super often now because everyone's got a million different projects going on, and we kind of just do it at certain special times, at certain special places like Hartford. We were looking forward to. It's one of our home bases. So, but we're still out there. We'll come back when things start happening again.
Good, good. I had a feeling. I wouldn't doubt that. Chad has always made every effort to keep that taxi rolling down the street, man. That's for sure.
Yeah. We don't take it out as often as we used to, but it's still intact.
Good, excellent, because we love it.
That tonight, and much love and peace.
Yep.
Peace, guys. Love you.
Peace, Jam. Thanks, buddy.
Yep. Bye. Now what do I do?
Hold on, I'll take care of it in a second here. Love you, Jam. Talk to you soon, buddy.
Bye.
Yeah. See, I didn't even want to ask him to play any music, but I knew he would just destroy it and just blow our minds for just a second because that was beautiful. If you missed it, you're going to have to tune tomorrow and watch it again later. I'm going to put it up on YouTube this time, too. I'm doing actually a recording of the show, or most of it, and it'll go on YouTube tomorrow as well. So we have it in 2 different places. And it might be significantly different on YouTube, the quality. I'm not sure. I'm recording it a different way. But we do appreciate everybody being part of what we're doing every time. And just, I tell you what, that's cool. So I told you it was a good guest.
Well, you always do it, man. It's all you. That was fantastic.
That story was good, too. I did take in the car and going on tour with it. That's great. I want to go on tour.
John, did I miss you?
I miss you, too, man. How are we doing? What do we do? Oh. We don't hang our head too low.
I didn't even do half my stuff. I got a bunch of stuff. I'm going to show my Zeppelin tickets.
We haven't finished yet. We haven't even got to the Led Zeppelin segment of the show yet. We just had a kick-ass guest. Right?
Well, what time is it?
Early. It's not even 5 o'clock yet. You're not. Are you done already?
No. Not at all.
All right. That was good. That was Jim Lewin from Great American Taxi and Ledge of the West and so many good things, man. I tell you what, that was great. The stuff that gets played on our show. You know, Vince wrote a song, Jake played songs for us. I'm gonna have to go back and just cut out the bits that are the music and share those in at some point somehow. Because we've been pretty lucky so far. I don't have any.
I'm lucky because you got. I mean, I kind of look at all these people like this gentleman who was on, and I'm like, wow, yeah. Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah.
Well, hey, he did a good interview. Yeah, that was a good story.
Look at this old ticket from. What is this?
I don't know if it's still going or not. I think it's still going.
Any Zeppelin fans?
I hope there's some Zeppelin fans tuning in tonight.
The regional tickets right there from. Yeah, there's a bunch of Zeppelin stuff in here. Here's the story, and I met.
You met?
Zeppelin. It says Zeppelin. Thoroughly.
It is, and it should. These are great moments. This is a great time. We're going.
Robert just chimed in.
Now in there, we're going to see some very, very hard-working, conscientious people.
Hard-working Americans. Well, that's not the hard-working. I didn't say hard-working Americans, did I? That's not his band. Great American Taxi is his band. Hard-working Americans was Neil's band. Yeah, so they haven't taken us off the air for anything yet that we played so far.
Well, I haven't even started yet. I'm about to put on some Zeppelin, and they're going to get, I get the whole catalog hooked up. Trying to figure it out right now. Chester's sitting there, and the cat's sitting there right there. What's everybody doing tonight on a Friday?
What is everybody doing tonight on a Friday?
I'm making pizza, and I'm making this out of my garden. Peppers, tomatoes, and onions. And a cheese pizza.
So I think of that.
Very good.
Yeah, see, the good records, the good ones. So I don't have any more guests lined up for this evening. People aren't lining up like I thought they would be to be on our show. You have another guest? Chester, maybe. I tried to get Ed Zeppelin to come on the show tonight. Ed Zeppelin is from the band Dread Zeppelin, if you're unfamiliar with Dread Zeppelin.
No,
It's a worthy checkout, but he hasn't responded.
Go Zeppelin today, and Flora's on the thing. Hey, Laura, figured it out.
Man,
they're pretty tight. I mean, I listen to a certain band, and there's dudes. Hey, they're good.
Can I ask you a question, Phil?
Sure.
What do you remember your first Led Zeppelin memory being when you were a kid?
First Zeppelin memory was the old man giving me Led Zeppelin, the Grey album.
Should listen up, Philly, to Led Zeppelin. The four album, the Led Zeppelin album.
Never seen him.
I've never seen him. You see him?
For something, yeah. It's not the same album, but yeah.
You know who Logan Elliott is? Logan Elliott. He makes cigar box banjos out of Springfield. He's one of the sponsors of our show tonight. Logan Elliott, cigar box banjos. He makes amazing cigar box banjos. And he just chimed in saying he's working on the ukulele tonight. So that's pretty cool. Anybody who basically comments can become a sponsor of our show. That's all you really have to do is comment. If you want to donate, you can donate to philspaycheck.com. No, it's not actually, don't go to philspaycheck.com. The link is in the description.
Check out these.
Yeah, the Led Zeppelin car. Which one's that one? Tell us the name of whose they are, because they're each for each player.
Number 4.
Who's that? That's just the tour bus with the Zeppelin on the side of it. Oh, so it's like the tour truck. Did they really have a truck like that? I've never seen a truck like that in the Led Zeppelin archives. It should have been an airplane toy. And Bonzo would have to have like a little hot rod, like he has in the Song Remains the Same.
Gonzo, I mean, I'm about to figure
We're trying to put this country back on its feet.
Zeppelin is so heavy, so tight. What?
Nothing.
Hey, Doodles, put on the stereo. Can't figure it out.
Well, she can probably put it on. In the background of your stereo, all it's going to do is break up the sound on this side.
No.
And then it'll sound like this. It'll come through kind of scratchy.
Yeah. Are you going on Yankees next weekend? Oh, where's
Now, if we can get away with just playing a few seconds of the song, if they'll catch us, it'd be interesting. I'll get a message tomorrow saying they did. But I'm recording it 2 ways tonight. So.
I Waller, 67 Austin Martin van, Combat Medic, Holland Gas. There is no hot rod in the 5-car collection.
I have no clue what you're saying.
The song remains the same. Do you remember the segments when they did a segment with John Bonham? He was driving the hot rod.
You know my favorite album?
Yeah,
That would have been so easy to just use his milk truck for the car.
Presents.
No,
nobody's troubled mine.
But he's with his family, kind of like along a fence line, or
he's a farmer. He's farming and he's riding his hot rod in that movie. He's a real farmer. John Bonham didn't fuck around. He was a badass. Pardon the language, but he was a badass.
Yes, and yes. So I didn't even put that together.
Is anybody listening to us?
And no, there's no
a few people. Laura's watching. Amy Griffin's watching. Brian
Who?
Flick. Uncle Red was watching a minute ago. He just logged
Hey,
in.
Uncle Red, I missed the grilled cheese. Hey, Uncle Red.
Why don't you come back on the show? He just left the show as soon as I said his name.
I missed you, man. I hope your health is good. Miss your Uncle Red.
I do miss Uncle Red. But he'll be back, maybe. I don't know. I hope. I saw him a couple times. He came to my house.
Grilled cheese and tomato soup. Come on, buddy. He'll be good. Miss you, Red.
Red's a good man. A little misunderstood, but a good man.
I'm silly.
I think
Yeah.
the whole
I wish you guys
world's
were all here.
The whole world's full of misunderstanding. Well, that's not it. So, your first story was your dad actually gave you a Led Zeppelin album.
Baseball season. I know you all.
My dad didn't have any Led Zeppelin album.
I got to shit you down at 5:45.
Why? Because the game's coming on.
Well,
what time does the game come on?
It gets to win a million. If I pick the right players, I can win $1 million.
That's a lot of pressure. That's like 40 minutes still talking.
Like
We're going to talk for 40 more minutes still? Do the people really want to hear that?
Hey, you want to fight?
Show number 11. The 11, the gate has been opened for the challenge of our future. Jim Lewin. I think you should tell a story about Chester or something. Tell a story real quick. I have to go get a beer.
What about Chester? There's no story about you. Oh, that was a good one to move. Yeah, see, everybody's looking at you. You can't really see it. Hey, Chester. Well, bye, mommy. Okay. Baseball season started yesterday. The Cubs and Sox are playing. I'm a jock. Yeah. Love me. Love you. Go downstairs. Well, anyway, I guess I'm doing solo. Cheers, everybody. Happy Friday.
Cheers, Friday. It's a happy Friday. I'm sponsored by Heineken Beers. John Griffin R.
Hey, that's not funny.
What are you talking about?
Or Nancy Fine.
She's probably one of our 4 viewers, yeah.
My father bought my first Led Zeppelin album, which was Stairway to Heaven. And that was 1977. When did Stairway to Heaven come out?
Stairway, 50 years ago. Stairway to Heaven came out in 1971.
Yeah.
We don't care about your right.
I've seen Zeppelin 4 times, just saying they were all a bunch of blurs.
That's our special guest from the audience tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Laura from Aurora. She's commonly known in circles that you probably shouldn't run in.
Oh, she's not a special
I'm
guest.
61 years old. I've been there, done that.
Right.
She beats us. She wins. Feel like she wins.
Oh, yeah.
Phil, is your birthday coming up?
I swear to God, I don't know.
It's just making you older. We're still live. And Phil, Laura was on the air. But please remind Laura, just because she talked on the show doesn't mean she gets a check.
I know. I'm going to make a great cheese pizza tonight. I know. You got to push it off. I mean, we're still live. I gotta say something. I can't do it.
Save that story for a little bit after the show. What time's the game start?
Oh,
the Cubbies? What are you talking about? Cubbies?
Nothing, buddy. Nothing. I love you.
You can talk about sports on the show. We just can't talk about that other subject.
Look, that's brilliant that we should be in the right company.
For 6 o'clock.
Who's playing at 6 o'clock? The New York Yankees?
I just don't go there. She's on the deck in our backyard listening to everything. They're coming to critique me.
Well, maybe she could be our underwriter. Maybe she could actually come up with some jokes for us and some segments. We need segments. Does anybody else want to be on the show? I'll send you the link. Just message me. That's the challenge tonight. If you want to be on the show, maybe the 3 people that are watching could come on the show and it'd be like a whole new interview. Who do you want to have on the show, Phil?
I talked to a few people. Hey, I'm going to reach out to you. I shouldn't point out. Pointing is bad. Talk to a few of my friends. Why don't you come out?
But be on the show.
I don't know. Well, we got to 11 shows, and it's quite amazing how many people. I really don't care. It's 1 or 2 people. But we got, and I know my friend John.
Oh my God!
Who's over there?
Oh yeah.
So do you have faith that we can make it to 12 shows, or will we still be friends by your birthday?
Well, the next weekend, next Friday is my birthday.
Mm-hmm. Well, so special guests for you.
My birthday, but
I got a week to work on special guests.
You go to Hi Ho Gems, and then you go in. I'll see you on Sunday at Mackey's.
Yeah, that's the plan right now.
Sunday, the Bastards play. I can't wait to hear some drums. Also, Mountains, Gary Moore,
Chicago Farmer, Phil knows.
Oh, yeah. There's Sunday. I got my tickets sold out. Are you going? I don't think you're going. I'm going.
We'll know more information on Friday. For our next Friday show, we'll know more information about that.
Give me that.
I'm serious. I can't make it up. I'm not making this shit up as I go along. Well, kind of, but... Oh, I just got me. Oh, my goodness.
Oh my God! Oh yeah.
Well, so what do you think? Nobody didn't send me any messages that want to be on the show right now. It's okay though.
I'm here.
Are you here?
Yep.
He kind of blew my mind a little bit in that interview. I'm not gonna lie.
You ever seen Zeppelin? Yeah, obviously, you're too young. Ooh, look at these old early pictures from Laura. But she went and saw Zeppelin. I mean, we're old.
Show them a little closer to the screen, man.
Look at the pictures. You can't see them. That's pretty intense.
We're not allowed to see him, or what?
These old photo. Look at that. Zeppelin. There's her ticket.
I would like to see Led Zeppelin. I do have a story about Led Zeppelin, kind of.
No, I've known her for like 12 years. She never
Marcos.
showed me this stuff, and it's pretty cool.
I never saw Led Zeppelin. My brother went and saw Page and Plant. I watched a lot of videos of Led Zeppelin playing. I've listened to every recording, I think, ever of Led Zeppelin. Every album, every live album, every bootleg. We had early bootlegs when we were kids. We listened to a lot of Led Zeppelin. I don't know. That's a tough call. My first Led Zeppelin memories were from some people that brought Led Zeppelin into my house, and I didn't like Led Zeppelin at the time. Never heard them. I just saw people who dressed, with Led Zeppelin T-shirts on, So I made my judgment completely based upon the people that I saw wearing those shirts. And so I figured it wasn't for me, and they came and they wanted to play Led Zeppelin, and I said no, because we're listening to Soundgarden or something. It was like the 90s, it was something else going on in the player. And I didn't get into them until I was later in life, that I knew about. But within a year, those people were my best friends, and I was a big Led Zeppelin fan, and that's all we could do was just try to get more Led Zeppelin on our faces. You think?
Yeah, when I can't play a lick, I'm not a musician, but when the bands play, there's a lot of, they're raw. Zeppelin is my band. I mean, they're just. Oh, we're still live.
Yeah, but it's okay. Led Zeppelin can get you without words.
Zeppelin is just a beautiful thing, rock and roll movies, Song Remains the Same. There's a lot of stuff. I like documentary. Actually, I saw a documentary last night. It was about Stevie Ray Vaughan, but more of it was the early blues. I like documentary, real footage.
Mm-hmm.
I guess about Muddy Wars. I was there and Crumpling Up, but yeah. We're live.
I love documentaries. We're live.
I was at your house in Westmont. Yeah, we did stuff like that. Eric Clapton, Stan Getz was playing guitar. I got a lot of stories. But it has to do with Zeppelin because Zeppelin had the blues, and that's Muddy Waters. I got to be Muddy.
It's probably all we're allowed to play of that song tonight. 2 seconds. But yeah, all the blues. Led Zeppelin made me go backwards into Howlin' Wolf and John Lee Hooker and all those players. I love that stuff, and that was all because of Led Zeppelin, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Four gentlemen who just are watching. Yeah, it's just something.
Phil, we're just talking to each other. There's nobody watching. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's Laura and Amy are probably the only people watching right now. So, you don't have to
I
worry
was
about
listening
that.
to earlier today. I didn't put it on. I know it was Zeppelin weekend. I think you did it for me.
For me?
Put it on today, and it was crystal clear. We have a lot of speakers. It's pretty intense to hear that and just kind of stop. You're cooking or peeing and go, that's tight. past. That's Robert Plant, John Paul Jones.
So many different kinds of music in their music. It wasn't just a rock and roll song. They were all like that was not a rock and rolly song. That was a real pretty melody song, you know. And then of course the ever popular. But there's no way we can get away with playing very long chunk of that. But my favorite song, actually, you know what it was? Oh man, I remember what my favorite one was. I just remember my favorite song, I think, by Led Zeppelin. And it'll tell a lot because it's can't remember what album it's off of though. I'll find it. I do have a favorite, I think. I had a couple. This one was always one of my favorites. I thought that was my favorite for a while, but it turned out it wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
Put on. Nobody's fault but mine. I mean, again.
Right here. This probably tells a lot about why this is my favorite song.
Oh.
You can hear like a bluegrass influence in that coming through that.
No, it's not your favorite song. You thought I was you said I was your favorite friend.
I introduced you to my best friend.
Of course you did. Darkness.
I would never
Show number 11.
I would never deny somebody friendship. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna make garden pizza. The pizza's cheese, and I'm gonna put peppers, tomatoes, and onions on the pizza.
From the garden.
On over.
Yeah, it sounds delicious, man. I'll be on my way. Get there in 3 hours.
Give me a hug. Miss you, buddy.
Yeah, I miss you too, man.
But I'm gonna crank some Zeppelin here in a minute. Ours is by far nobody's fault but mine. Achilles' Last Stand. Not even close. Not even close. No. It's just too tight, man. 4 guys, man. Hey, David Drilling in Arbor Creek. Kill it. I need a rock band. Babbling, but yeah. Go, boys, go.
Yeah, but I felt like they were all over the place with the music. There was a lot of blues, but they kind of dabbled in a whole lot of different kinds of music throughout the whole thing.
I was trying to. People are watching this, right? I've seen Muddy Water Stank it. Good song. Cracker.
Oh, I like Cracker. Oh, I like Cracker.
Chicago, you ever hear that song? Yeah, I can crank it.
Yeah, Crackers. I don't care. Play it. I don't know if they'll mute that one.
Yeah.
They're a good band. Do you ever listen to Camper Van Beethoven?
Oh yeah.
There's a whole lot of good music there.
Tight thing, man. It's a tight about music, man. It's just. I don't know who you are, but man, when you got the right groove, it's good. Like the dude from from Great American, I can say, yeah.
I think you met him before, but he kind of keeps quiet at the festivals. He doesn't really, he doesn't make a lot of noise or go crazy around or anything, But, so Cracker, yeah, that's a good one. You ever heard Mr. Wrong? That's a good song. They got good records. You're really kind of a radio guy, though, aren't you?
I'm going to put on music here because I want this. And what's up, Chester? Right? John's here.
Well, there'd always be music playing in the background if we were actually talking somewhere. There'd be some kind of music playing somewhere, even if it was just background music. Yeah, Jim was a good guest. I need to line up more guests for next week.
Fantastic.
Watching Farmer. So Farmer's on now, too. And we're overlapping Farmer. Well, I didn't think he was going to go on so early.
He's going early.
Yeah, so you got to meet Led Zeppelin? When did you meet Led Zeppelin? Tell me about that.
No, I have not ever met Led Zeppelin. Here's my story. My favorite band, I'll put it that way. Never got to see him. It was.
Did you see Page and Plant?
Well, I sent in for tickets at Chicago Stadium, Arthur Wirtz, and I sent in. I don't know, people who are listening go, yeah, I did it. Gotta get the story straight. But anyway, I got a letter back saying, unfortunately, John Bonham died. Yeah, that was that year.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a bummer. Yeah, that's heavy.
Yep, my favorite band, John Bonham, cracked it.
Cracked it.
Not even close. Not even really close. Not even close. They're so tight. The four guys. I'm not gonna change. I'm gonna die before. Beautiful thing.
What do you think about that, Robert?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm absolutely. I'm so pleased that everything is where it's supposed to be.
I like that. That's a good comment. I am so pleased that everything's where it's supposed to be, says Robert.
In the great wheel that turns here in America. Long way to go. But we're...
No shit. Good point, Robert. Wow. So, on another note, like...
in the movie, and, Peter Grant, and just the way it was raw. Song remains the same. It was raw. That's the way it was. That's rock and roll.
I was always told
like
that...
and just raw and piece of crap. That was raw when they let the security and the kids let them in.
But then there's the part of the movie where they
That's a killer shit. That's raw. I like that documentary. Dun, dun.
The part of the movie where they get mad though for the people bootlegging the shirts too.
They're you
remember the part of the movie where he gets really mad about people bootlegging the shirts? Peter Grant was kind of he was a big guy, kind of a mean character. The Peter Grant stories I've been told. I read a book. You ever read Hammer of the Gods? You ever read that?
Who?
Hammer of the Gods. There's a book. It's about the Led Zeppelin story, written by a friend of John Bonham after he passed away. So it's not a legit book, but it's an interesting story.
Yeah, I found out that thing that we were talking about, the Source family.
What are you talking about?
Remember I was talking about documentaries?
The Source? What?
The Source family. Remember I'm talking about cult families, documentaries. The Source family.
The Source family. That was the movie you watched? It was about music?
Yeah, it's really cool. Documentaries.
If we can entertain each other.
We should have a cool cult. Not a bad cult, but a cool cult.
A cool cult. Isn't that what we do? Isn't that what we do? Because we don't make nobody live with us. We don't make them give us our stuff, but we all go to the same place and hang out. Festivaling is cool. Festivaling is not a cult. There's no cult in festival. No. It's not a festival or a cult. No, it's not a cult. I hope. God, maybe they're tricking us. Maybe they're tricking us and we've been brainwashed to enjoy good music and follow bands around.
I don't like the word brainwash.
I wish I could wash my brain, some of it.
You know that. See, you can go from there to being goofy, and then I want to hear. It was the Stone Temple Pilots. Yeah, I love the metal punk.
You like Stone Temple Pilots though? What about Alice in Chains?
Oh, yeah.
Did you like Alice in Chains?
Oh hell yeah!
See, I was really biased on certain bands because I really liked the Alice in Chains.
Oh yeah!
But I wasn't a big fan of Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh yeah!
Chains Unplugged the other night on YouTube is so good.
Yeah, that's killer.
So good. They're young. They're just playing the music, Lane singing. Yeah, that was a good band.
They're so tight though, man. I mean,
you have that was a good time in music. There was a lot of good music.
We're live, right?
Oh yeah, we're talking about music now. We can talk about music on our show.
Oh, but I gotta watch what I said.
Yeah, it's better when you don't. I think the crowd will agree.
Yeah, I mean.
Last week was a trip because I went back and watched it. You could hear you and you could hear Cody. It wasn't awful, but whenever I recorded the band and we did the band and the whole band show, I guess the crowd was really noisier than the band was because of where the mic was sitting. And there wasn't even really a crowd. There were like 3 people sitting in front of the camera talking, but I guess that became most of the video. Well, Jerry would think of that.
Oh my God,
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, that's what Jerry thinks of it. So, yeah, I got no plans. Maybe till next weekend. Thinking maybe I got plans for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Gotta do a show.
What time is it?
5:24. You still got 20 minutes or so till the game starts, or till they start introducing players and no fans.
What are you doing tonight?
I'm gonna watch baseball with no fans. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, bullshit.
It's gonna be like watching it. You know, baseball is not as much fun to watch as it is when you're there live. Listen,
I don't really care who's playing. I'm betting a few shillings that are
you're gonna try to make your Christmas bonus tonight, are you? On the Cubbies? Don't bet on the Cubbies.
I'm gonna make some good food tonight for me and Laura and Chester and Pineapple.
Who's even playing tonight? Tell me, Phil. Phil, who's playing tonight? Tell us the details.
I don't care who's playing. I just want players. It's fantasy.
Baseball is awesome. Oh, fantasy baseball.
White Sox are playing in Chicago. I know you're a Cardinal fan.
Don't say that on the air.
Oh,
I'm a proud Cardinal fan.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Nice painting. It's beautiful. Did I tell you I love you, John?
Love you too, Phil. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, what are you gonna do? We're gonna eat.
We're gonna have to have a meeting this week about who we're gonna have as our guest next week. Because I don't want it to be unapproved by you, because you were all nervous when Jim came on. You didn't know him, and I think that you had a pretty good time talking to him.
Well, next weekend is my birthday, so
41. Close to that.
You're gonna be at next.
I think we're going to talk about this week. We're going to make our plans for next week during the week this week. I haven't got any guests picked out for next week. We have talked to a few prospective guests that are going to be on the show eventually. But we don't have any plans. If anybody has any suggestions or any way to make our show better, tell us, please.
Who do we want on, though? I talked to a few of my friends, and why didn't you call me? And you know who you are. I can't say who you are, but you, damn it. You should have been on our show. Well, you know what? It could be history if you didn't come on. It'd be so stupid. It could be like the show that I watched last night about Stevie Ray Vaughan. He had no clue what he was doing, but he was on a video, and he got famous because of that. You can come on and do it. And just go, hey, I was on Phil and Chuck.
That guitar. Come on the show and play. Jake's
first I've ever seen Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Jake's going to come back on the show pretty soon, he said. Jake Willis.
David Drilling.
We get David Drilling. It'd be nice to get Alex Gerard. Maybe Scott Tipping. We had Ed Anderson, but did I tell you I erased that show by accident? I'm so disappointed in myself.
Entertain somebody else.
But I'll try better next time. Phil's going to take a walk. He's leaving me now. Jerry.
Oh my God, Seriously? Oh, yeah.
Hello, John.
Hello.
Laura from Aurora on the side end.
Laura from Aurora. We should make up some bit where you come on the show and talk to us for a second while Phil's outside.
About Zeppelin?
Yeah, you went and saw Led Zeppelin. Oh, God, here comes Phil.
Hey, John.
Does Laura have a pretty legitimate Led Zeppelin story? Because she could tell a story.
Oh, yeah. She's got a real Led Zeppelin story.
Oh. She was the one from the book? Mud Shark?
That's the whole point. She wants it. Yeah, she went to the show.
I went to Zeppelin 4 times.
4 times.
Oh, so she was definitely in the book then.
Graduated high school, 77. Give me early Zeppelin, 73. Which I really did not comprehend. I was a very young surgeon, you know what?
I was 4. You were young.
LSD. 73, 74, 79. Yeah, 76, 75, 76,
oh my God.
77, 78.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wish I could have seen Led Zeppelin. I'm very jealous. I'm not even joking. That's kind of a big deal. To have been able to do that.
That's Laura. I mean, you come over to my house, everybody.
I saw you had like a street concert the other night. Neighbors band was out there. What was that like?
What's that?
The band was on your street the other night.
I mean,
so the neighbors got their stuff out and played on the street. Is that what was going on?
my neighbors. I'm good. I see your face.
Oh, that's okay though. I like neighbor stories. And you're eating. Are you hungry? I should let you go, huh? You gotta go eat before the big game.
Check out 70 or in the 70s, 74. The Zeppelin played at Chicago Stadium. It's 73, 75, 76, 77. I'm saying I was there.
So, Laura.
And I was there, but I was really there.
Laura, were you like a groupie? Did you try to get backstage or anything?
Were you doing a roofie?
No, were you a groupie?
There was no roofie back in that there. There was just a lot of
purple record up.
Did you
no,
ever?
No,
I want to know, Laura. Did you ever try to go backstage to meet the band?
Plastidills back in those days.
Oh.
Plastidills, reds and greens. Oh yeah.
I don't care what you were doing. Did you ever try to go backstage and meet the band?
I did not. I was too not ashamed. I was too
You were shy.
Yeah. Go figure who the person I am right now.
You would have ended up in the book for sure if you got back there.
I was totally a shy person.
Yeah.
Could I have done it? Hell yeah.
Oh, I believe it. I believe all of it. Pretty much every bit of the story you just told.
Don't believe.
I miss you too, Laura. You know, the song does remain the same, but somebody putting art on my page. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we've had a pretty good time tonight. I think that was a good show. Jim Lewin from Great American Taxi from Santa Cruz in his nice lagoon home. Phil having some sandwich and some ranch dip. You got ranch dip there, buddy? You got it. Okay.
I'm eating. I'm sorry, everybody. No, he killed it on the guitar at Hartford.
How about that? How about that though, Phil? Like eating at our booth is something that we do like all day long. We're always eating at our booth, so this is just natural. If they come to the booth, they're going to see us eating and having a drink. I want a string cheese.
John, you want some string cheese?
Yeah, I want a string cheese. I don't care if you touched it or anything. I'll have it. Man, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I gave it to the cat, though. My cat, they can hear a string cheese wrapper from like another house away. Well, I don't know. I think that might be the Phil and John show for today. We're going to work on. No, you got some more stories to tell?
Yeah.
We didn't really get too deep into Led Zeppelin.
Okay, I can be quiet. Is my favorite. Well, I was going to go see something. He died first.
Oh, they're going to pitch this for sure, but this is a bootleg edge of the stuff.
Where do I see you again?
Hopefully within a week.
Baloney, you're going away.
I got nowhere to go. Just no. The only thing that Jeffrey's thing, Jeffrey Mencken, Hi-Ho Gems is sold out, but it's a Grateful Dead thing on Saturday. Very small crowd, probably masked involved. And then there's Mackey's Hideout concert by the creek, but that's sold out too.
Oh,
so.
Mackey's Hideout on Sunday.
Well, what if I had needed a place to stay when I'm up there? Could I get a hold of you?
No.
You have a couch or something for me to sleep on? Because you're always like, come to my house, but I would put you up if you came here. I'll come to your house. I'll just knock on your door some afternoon.
What do you want, buddy? I'll give you anything you need.
Just a place to crash, man. That's all I'm asking for. Maybe a ride.
We got
I'm
it.
drunk.
We'll figure it out. We got a couple days, last minute.
We should maybe plan it now.
We're ready.
Well, what? I can't hear you when you're eating and talking.
Well,
I'm gonna go eat something. Oh, I'm having.
You're looking on. When are you going? You got to be at Mackey's. You got to paint Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Right?
I'll probably only do one day at Mackey's.
You got to do both.
I can't do both. You're not doing both. You're only going one day. You told me.
I'm only going on Sunday.
We only have Sunday.
Well,
we.
I could go both days, but I don't want to go both days necessarily.
You like Grateful Dead.
Well, I like Jeffrey. I think I need to go see. If I'm going to go up there and do all that, I should go see Jeffrey too.
Nancy's going to that as well. It's one of her bucket list Grateful Dead cover bands, so she's looking forward to it.
So they're good, I guess.
Interrupt.
Wait.
So they're a good band apparently. If Nancy wants to go see them, she plays smart. So is your pizza cooking yet, or you got to make it still?
No, let me tell you.
I'm waiting to make a pizza, dude. I'm psyched.
Okay, I have a story about you wanted to know about a car, a hot rod car.
Yeah.
I a long time ago got a record album, and it was Steppenwolf. And my parents got it for me for Christmas because I was just starting to dig.
Because you were born to be wild, they knew it.
I was pretty much a wild child. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You know. And in the music, I would really appreciate it. But the long story short is, Christmas Day came, and I opened up my album, and here's the Steppenwolf, and you open it up, and here I'm probably 12, 13, if even that old, and the inner thing, like from cover to cover, is a penis car.
Nice. For Steppenwolf? Is it a penis car? I haven't.
It's a penis car from Steppenwolf.
I'm going to have to look at my albums again. Maybe I didn't see it that way.
I do believe my sister has that somewhere in her collection. They probably never even opened it up. But yeah, my mom and dad just practically dropped their teeth. I didn't know what a penis was at the time, sorry to say. I'm still a virgin. Didn't look at it.
Too much. You can stop the story about 2 sentences ago.
It was all about the music, man.
Yeah, it was, man. I never unzipped the Sticky Fingers album. I didn't want to see what was in there.
Just had a crash. All right.
You had a crash? Or did Phil break something?
Hey, John.
Hey, Phil. Did I tell you I miss you lately?
Yeah, it's a beautiful Friday, right? Perfect day. Beautiful. What's everybody doing today? I want to eat some food and chillax.
Yep. I think that's what we're going to do. Eat a little something. Just relax, man.
What are you doing tonight?
Nothing. This is it, man. Doing a show. And then I'd probably go back to work for a few hours, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow to work anything else. I worked all day today and yesterday. Putting out album covers and weird stuff.
I can't get in the word.
If
You got the here. Yeah, it's I mean, chillax makes a good pizza from the garden. We have to talk before you go next weekend.
You're gonna see me before I get to any of those places. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now I still gotta decide how I'm doing it, or where I'm. Because if I go to Mackey's, I'm not camping up there. There's no camping, so I can't stay there. So I'm gonna have to leave Mackey's, and Mackey's is like 5 hours from my house. So I can't really leave Mackey's and drive home. It's not. It doesn't really equate to something I really want to do.
How far is Sugar Creek from you?
It's about 2.5 for me.
Yeah, it's like
5 for you. Yeah. I think no, it's a good one. My good friend Evan Betts runs Sugar Creek. It's small still, but it's nice outdoor space. It's a big campground area. I don't know. It's like everything else. It's gonna feel. How's it gonna feel when we do it? I don't know. It's an awkward feeling doing stuff. And it's good to have a good time. And I sold art last weekend. It was wonderful, but I didn't feel. I don't know. I don't want to come home not feeling good or something.
We should have our own festival.
I think we did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
a month ago now, as it were, or so thereabouts. You know.
What's the difference between our ages, John? I'm 61.
I'm 47. So I was 4 when you graduated high school. But
Age difference.
You know, it's just a few years. You know, you seem like you're in your mid-20s to me, so.
Yeah, right.
Well,
But
yeah,
then
no.
again, anyways,
Yeah,
don't look different.
No, I mean, you get Zach and Conley.
It's a cocktail.
Yeah, give me that. I haven't had a drink on it real quick. Yeah. Hell, I'm turning 58 next week.
I think I'm turning Japanese.
Wait. Our show on Friday. 58 for Philip.
See, that's more of a reason for people to support the Phil's Paycheck Fund, so we can get Phil a paycheck for doing the show.
No fun.
No, we're not that far. We'll figure it out.
I'm poor. Let's do it.
You mentioned you commented a few times last week about receiving a paycheck and you're waiting for that check to come.
Yeah.
I told you it's in the mail. You live in Aurora, Wisconsin, right?
Laura, Illinois.
That's where I sent it. I sent it to Laura in Aurora from Wisconsin.
Laura from yeah.
She went to Wisconsin once.
Yeah.
So Laura, real quick, while he's gone.
No funds. We just need. We need voice. We need voice.
Hi, Laura. How you look fine.
Hey, Laura. Hi. Hi.
It's the girly portion of our show.
Come this way. You know, Amy should come this way on Friday. You and Phil venture. Amy and I'll venture. It's a choice. It's an option. It's an option.
It's an option. Yeah.
Option.
Well, Laura from Aurora, she's an unscheduled guest. She's going to play a song for us.
I don't play music as well. But I know that dude does. A soft box. What's it called?
He does play the box. Patrick plays the box. That's for sure. My boy Patrick.
Box here though. Box is at Alina's house.
Well, we had a good show. I think he's trying to keep me to continue it and like keep it going. But I'm thinking maybe we may need to end it pretty soon. But we haven't gotten any trouble yet, and I have been playing a little bit of Led Zeppelin. I haven't got the email. I haven't got the message saying that we're not supposed to be doing what we're doing yet. This is my favorite Led Zeppelin part right here.
Take my hand, child, come with me.
God, lady, that's awesome.
It's to a castle.
Projector with some Led Zeppelin tonight.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be a great idea.
That'd be fun.
Led Zeppelin projections. That'd be fun. We got a projector. You saw the projector we had. We got one like that.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't it be great doing that, Zeppelin? I mean, I know you love the Dead. I know you.
Oh, but yeah, we did Led Zeppelin last weekend when you weren't there. We watched Song Remains the Same on the barn. But
Is that what was going on?
yeah. I want to bring it with me when we do if we do Shoe Fest. Me and Phil could have movie night, like late at night, show a movie on one window, one wall of our booth.
Show it up in the trees.
Or up in the trees or on the roof or someplace, yeah, anywhere, any place you can find a surface. We will probably. So Phil's birthday, how old's Phil going to be? Like 60, 59, 54? How old's Phil?
Today or next Friday?
Yeah. I need
Dude,
to probably go up
only
there.
like 58. 58.
I need to come up there and do the show from your guys' house.
You're 34.
I'm 47. Thanks. That fucking sucks.
Well, that makes me 30. That's okay.
But Laura, when we're at a festival, listen, you're 61, I'm 47, Phil's in the middle there, and we're at a festival, and those kids are all in their 20s, a lot of them, and they all ask us how old we are. They drop on their ass when they hear sometimes.
It's like, yeah, no one has asked me, ma'am, can I help you up yet? I do have to.
Oh, here's my chair, honey. Oh, that's funny.
I'm out of here.
All right, Laura, thank you for filling in for Laura Boyne, everybody. Laura, good friend Laura from Aurora. She sounds like she's a radio personality. I'm Laura from Aurora. Going on the 105.
I'm hungry. Get us pizza.
Yeah, you guys should probably eat pretty soon. It's 5:44. You said I got till 5:45, so we got 1 minute to go. What are we going to talk about? 1 minute, last minute.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, I forgot I got to do something. I love you, John.
Love you too, Phil. Good buddy, good friend of mine, Phil Shrods.
Earlier in the week, because I know you're going somewhere and you're not going to involve me. You're going to go somewhere else. I'm not going to see you. I know where you're going. That's fine. Don't give me that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh my God! I don't even talk to you anymore.
I cut you off real fast. Bye.
See you next Friday, everybody. Oh, hold on! Don't go anywhere yet. No, hold on! Don't go anywhere yet. I got the wrong button. Oh, don't go anywhere yet, Phil. Did you leave? You didn't leave, did you? Oh. No, don't leave! Don't leave! Oh, I can't find the button. Where's the button? I can't quit. Okay, there we go.